Thank you for taking the time to join us today. We are pleased to introduce a new voluntary benefit to you, SilverSaver PMA. PMA stands for Precious Metal Account. SilverSaver was established in 2008 by a group of financial professionals who were concerned about the lack of opportunity to diversify clients. No option existed for their clients to hold tangible assets, specifically precious metals. In a time of hidden and unseen risk, money printing, debt, and uncertain economic conditions, coupled with the lack of responsibility and flaws inherent in the financial and investment landscape, it was clear that gold and silver were prudent assets to own for the foreseeable future. SilverSaver is based in Lawrence, Kansas, and the company was created to find a way to make precious metals available to everyone, not just the wealthy. And so, what was developed was a way to dollar cost average, where you buy on a monthly or weekly basis as little as $50 a month through the website silversaver.com. Well, after about 3 or 4 years and thousands of customers accumulating metal through the site, multiple individuals said to the founders of the company, "Why don't you create an employee benefit out of this?" They researched the opportunity and created a voluntary benefit that is called SilverSaver PMA. So, for the first time, employees now have a way to save in these assets with thousands of years of history. Let's begin with the problems and why we should all own some silver and gold. Well, there's 5 reasons that we've listed here. 1. Savings diversification. 2. They protect your purchasing power. 3. The amount of money being created. 4. Debt and unfunded liabilities. And 5. Central banks are buying. So let's start with the first one, savings diversification. For many, many decades, precious metals were a core holding, but we have drifted away from that. We'll talk about it more later, but our silver dollars don't even have silver in them anymore. By diversifying into them, silver and gold provide a form of financial insurance. We buy insurance for our cars and homes, for life, for health, everything, but we don't buy insurance for our financial portfolio. It makes tremendous sense to insure your portfolio. We've seen the boom and bust cycles in the United States in the last 10 years. Gold and silver provide a financial insurance like very few asset classes do. We believe that gold and silver are going to return to the role of a core holding, meaning that more and more people will have some of their assets in these precious metals. In late 2011, early 2012, the University of Texas thought it was such an important thing to do that they purchased $1 billion worth of gold in their endowment fund. Interestingly enough, they plan to have that gold shipped from New York to Texas and placed in a depository there. Many of your grandparents and parents used silver in transactions. Until 1965, most of the coins we used were made of silver, 90% silver. Then, from 65 to 70, they were 40% silver. And so your grandparents, and probably your parents, they actually used silver in their day-to-day transactions. So let's look at another reason why you want to own gold and silver. It protects your purchasing power. Here's an example. In 1964, a gallon of gas cost about 20 cents, 2 dimes. Fast forward to today, and those 2 dimes can buy you the same thing because of the value of their silver content. So that's a very important thing to know. Silver and gold protect your purchasing power. Another great example is that a finely tailored men's suit in 1913 could be purchased with 1 gold coin. Today, you could still purchase a finely tailored men's suit for 1 gold coin. Point number 3, the money creation or printing that is going on. The past several years, since 2008, our country has printed trillions of dollars, and we're increasing that at $85 billion per month. If you look at this chart, you can see that Y2K and 9/11, 2 big events in our country, are mere blips on the screen compared to the money printing since 2008. Basic economics tells us that if there's more of something, the price must go down. If there's less of something, there's scarcity and the price will go up. I guess we'll leave that to you to determine whether you think money printing or money creation is good. But at this point, we would say that ultimately this means that the value of the dollar has to come down. History shows us that the purchasing power of nearly every currency has declined over the past several decades. I think back to what my mom used to tell us when we were kids, that she used to buy 2 gumballs for a penny. And I know when I was young, I bought a gumball, 1 gumball, for 5 cents. Today, a gumball is 25 cents and going up. Why the increase in the cost for a gumball? Is the price of candy going up, or is the purchasing power of the currency going down? Let's talk about the next reason, debt and unfunded liabilities. National debt continues to skyrocket into the trillions, with annual deficits at $1 trillion per year. No one at the government level can seem to get along very well, and to think that they're going to be able to cut $1 trillion per year seems very pie in the sky. To add to that, since 2010, Social Security has been paying out more to beneficiaries than it has been collecting. The Social Security Trust Fund is projected to run out of money in 2033, but the year keeps getting pushed forward. Disability is also projected to run out in 2016. It makes us wonder if the printing press will be cranked up even more to fund these unfunded liabilities. So, we believe it's important to own some metal to protect against some of these things that are coming in down the road. The fifth and final reason. Central banks throughout the world are buying precious metals and have been buying aggressively since 2008. Specifically, let's talk about China. China has been purchasing oil companies in Canada, aluminum companies in Brazil, natural resources in Australia and New Zealand. They are locking up natural resources all over the world and using the US dollar to do so. A report showed that throughout 2012 and 2013, China accumulated 2,000 tons of gold. So central banks see the value in accumulating tangible assets, and we just think it's important that individuals own some as well. What about a well-known investor like Warren Buffett? Everybody knows Uncle Warren. This is a chart that shows you how Warren has performed versus gold throughout a 12-year period. Gold did extremely well throughout those 12 years, and Warren hasn't done too bad either, considering what the market has done. Here is the stock market from 2000 to 2011 versus gold. The media proclaimed it the lost decade, where the stock market was virtually flat. If you had been in a basic S&P index fund, you've made zero. So you might then say, isn't gold and silver a bubble right now? Well, I would tell you no. And the reason why is that I look back to 1998, when we were in the midst of the tech boom. Everyone was excited about technology, startups all over the place. They were getting money and had these great ideas. And all of a sudden, March of 2000, things dried up. Nobody was getting any money, companies went out of business, the stock market collapsed, and then you had a basic collapse of that industry in some sense. Many investors lost lots of money. At that time, most institutions, endowments, had about 18% of their assets in technology. The average individual had about 20% of their assets in technology. In contrast, today we are sitting where the average individual has 0.8% of their assets in gold and silver. The average endowment or institution is 1.2%. Let's just say those numbers moved to 5%. What would that do? It's amazing to me to think that we're even anywhere near a bubble. We have a long way to go. So, enough about the problems. Let's talk about a solution. SilverSaver PMA does not replace your 401 or 403, but it provides diversification. Most savings plans offer you a large growth fund, a large value fund, some international funds, a bond fund, maybe some small company fund or a real estate fund. SilverSaver PMA exists to give you the option to save some of your money in gold and silver. We wanted to make this available to everyone and easy to do, so we've kept the minimum amount to $10 per pay period. That makes it simple for anyone to accumulate gold and silver. SilverSaver PMA is an after-tax savings, which means that it is not locked up like most of your money in other savings vehicles. There are no penalties to take what is yours, whether you decide to sell it or take delivery. There is a low cost to accumulate metal. Depending on the relationship we have set up with your employer, you can rest assured that the cost of the metal you accumulate in your account is as low as possible. All of the accumulated metal is stored at a non-bank third-party depository. Lloyd's of London provides insurance against fraud or theft on all the metal, and SilverSaver executives audit it twice a year. At any point, if you so choose, you can take delivery. Once you have 20 ounces of silver or half an ounce of gold, you can have any or all of your accumulated metal sent to your home. We pass along the costs to make that happen. It includes what it costs us to get the particular coin or bar you would like, some cost more than others, shipping, handling, and insurance. It will be delivered in an unmarked box, insured, and an adult will have to be home to sign for it. If you decide to leave your metal at the depository, there is a small 0.05% fee each month for storing your metal. So, for example, if you have 20 ounces of silver, this amounts to pennies each month. It's a small price to pay for the security and insurance that the depository provides. Our website is SilverSaver.com, and we would encourage you to go visit it and check it out. There's a lot of information there, including the market price of silver and gold that are posted to the site each day. When you sign up to participate in SilverSaver PMA, your company will be able to direct you to the sign-up form. We only ask for basic information: how much you would like to have withheld to accumulate silver and gold each pay period, and your allocation between the metals. 70-30, 60-40, it just has to equal 100%. So, in summary, you now have a diversification tool that enables you to accumulate real, tangible assets. It works well in conjunction with the other ways you save and can provide financial wellness and insurance through uncertain economic times and beyond. Thank you so much for your time and for considering SilverSaver PMA. We look forward to being of service any way we can.